So, good afternoon, class. Before we start our class, Mr. Danlayon, please lead the prayer.
Okay, let us walk ourselves to the holy presence of God, sign of the cross,
In
and
the name of the
Father,
Father,
Son,
Son, and
and Holy
Holy
Spirit.
Spirit.
Amen.
Amen.
Our Father, who art in heaven, holy be your name. Your kingdom come, your will be done on earth as it is in heaven.
Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our sins, as we forgive those who sin against us. Lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. Amen.
Father, Son, and Holy
Son,
Spirit.
So, let's check our attendance first. Mr. Capangpangan,
Present, ma'am.
Mr. Danlayon.
Present, ma'am.
So, before we start our lesson, first we will do some activities, then I will discuss to you what is the element of the story and its content. Then, in the end of the class, you will answer a guide questions. So, this is our first activity, rewriting. So, our first activity is about rewriting, and both of you will answer the Q&A portion. So this is the question. So question number 1. How will you describe your ideal man and woman? So please write it on this notebook. There is some time. Please answer question number 1 and question number 3 only. So this question will enhance your capability on answering the Q&A portion. If you are already done, you can pass the paper to me. Are you done?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Isa na, liraw-liraw ang isa.
Are you already done writing the questions? So I can proceed to the next activity. Again, do you already done writing the question?
Ma'am.
Okay.
Question is what, ma'am?
Huh? No. Are you already done answering? So if you're done, I will. So the the second activity is about the character web. So I will ask you to write a web below, and I will provide the nucleus word family. Family. So you both will choose a specific member of the family. Then you will write it below in the nucleus word. Example of this is this. Next. This. Family. So please write it on your paper. Then you can don't copy this. You can choose if you want to choose your sister, your brother, your grandma, grandpa, father or mother, or any member of the family. Then please write the traits that you love the most of them. Are you done answering? Okay, then if you're done, please pass the paper to me. Okay, thank you. So this is our first and second activity. So we will proceed to the 5 elements of a short story. So I have prepared a video clip so you can know what is the 5 elements of a story and the conflict. And
Five elements of a short story. The 5 elements of a short story are setting, character, conflict, plot, and theme. Let's talk about setting. Setting is when and where a story happens. It helps in creating the atmosphere of the story. Example: other places are at church, in the market, under the bridge, near the hospital, in the forest, and by the beach. While under time are last January, by winter, last New Year, during summer.
so setting is when a story happens. So example of this is this class is happened here in a home. So you already know the place and the time of the story, when and where it is happened.
On Christmas Day, next is character. Character is the person or animal that's portrayed in the story. It has 6 types, which are protagonist, antagonist, static, dynamic, ground, and flat. Also, character is introduced through characterization or the presentation of character's motives through his speech, actions, and thoughts. Let's now familiarize the types of
So, the types of characters. The protagonist is the good character, and it is often opposed, exploited, or mismanaged. So, in the story or even in the movie, you already know who is the protagonist. Then the protagonist is what we call in Tagalog bida. So, antagonist is the bad character or the kontrabida. So, causes problems and sufferings to the other characters. Like, in Provinciano, like Lily, the secretary. Yeah. Then, static is the character who does not change. Consistent, his consistency on the movie, and he consistently bad or good from the beginning up to the end of the story. So, dynamic is the character who changes. Then, he or she transforms from being good to bad, then bad to good.
character. Protagonist is often is dynamic is the character that is hard to describe.
So, round is the character that is hard to describe and predict. And he or she has many qualities and emotions.
Describe and predict. He has many qualities and emotions. And the last,
The last types of character is the plot. So, plot is the character who is easy to describe and predict, and it possesses and displays few traits.
is flat. He is the character who is easy to describe and predict. He possesses and displays few traits. Let's now have the conflict. Conflict is the problem which the main characters need to solve. It can be categorized into two, which are internal and external. Internal.
So, this is the example of short story, What Christmas as We Grow Older by Charles Dickens. So, point number 1. I will read the point number 1. So, what did that Christmas never really come when we and the priceless pearl, who was our young choice, were received? After the happiest of totally impossible marriages by the two united families previously, at dowries drawn on our account. So, this phrase is used to start the fourth paragraph. So, in the first three paragraphs, Dickens explains how a child views Christmas, a magical season, with loving families surrounding us. Diba most of us spend Christmas with our loved ones. Then that was the most or great memories to us. So in the phrase above, he is explaining that the child's view of Christmas never comes. The perspective of a child never comes. His opinion, his thinking that Christmas will be great, but it never comes. But his Christmas is not happy, it's sad. So, even though it always seems so perfect, he is saying that the ideal Christmas, where everything is perfect and everyone is happy, hasn't and won't ever happen. So, point number 2. Therefore, as we grow older, let us be more thankful that the circle of our Christmas associations and of the lessons that they bring expands. Let us welcome every one of them and summon them to take their places by the Christmas hearth. So this is a short paragraph located in the middle of the story. So after explaining that theory that life is just a dream and philosophies behind that, he passionately states that it isn't. He believes that a young child's view of Christmas is the exact view every person has about every day of the year. So as we grow older, as we are excited that Christmas is coming, but as we grow older, the child's perspective or the child's view that he or she encountered that does not affect us anymore as we grow older. So above he is telling the reader to be thankful of the child's spirit and bring it out of yourself. With the knowledge you gain as an adult, you can truly be happy with Christmas spirit. So this is the point number 3. Had a friend who was our friend from early days, we grew often picture the changes that were to come upon our lives, and merely imagine how we would speak and walk and think and talk when we came to be old. His distant habitation in the city of the dead received him in his prime. Shall he be the shut out from our Christmas remembrance? Would this love example. So when the Christmas is coming, so our grandma maybe has always so last Christmas we did not celebrate with her, but his memories are with us. So this paragraph is located towards the end of the story and discusses the fact that life does end. Dickens considers those who have passed before as close friends and dear family. He wonders if we should be let out of the celebration. No. It is stated in the last sentence in the form of a question. After this paragraph, he states that we shouldn't be let out. So because we are a part of our memories and he would have included us if we had passed before them. So we have to include them even though they can celebrate with us. So this is the conclusion. The conclusion is lose friend, lose child, lose parents, sister, brother, husband, wife. We will not so discard you. You shall hold your cherished places in our Christmas hearts and by our Christmas fires at the season of immortal faith and on the birthday of immortal mercy, we will shut out nothing. So this section of the story is how he answered the previous question. I believe that Charles Dickens meant to tell a lot of small things throughout the story. So Charles Dickens, his full name is Charles John Tupon Dickens. Then he was born on February 7, 1812 and died on June 9, 1870. So he is an English writer and social critic. Then he was born in Portsmouth. So he created some of the world's best known fictional characters and is regarded by many as the greatest novelist of the Victorian era. So here is some guide question. Wait. Here is some guide question. So I will ask you this question and you will answer. So Mr. Capangpangan, is what Christmas is as we grow older at the same or con?
said.
Okay, very good. Mr. Danlayon, what does Dickens remind the reader about the attitude towards Christmas?
Dickens reminds us that we shall not always think of Christmas as a child does, but neither shall we discard those feelings entirely. Instead, with, with our childlike ignorance of death vanished, we use Christmas as a peaceful time to remember those who have died and cannot be with us on such a sacred happy time.
Okay, thank you. So, Mr. Capangpangan, what does Dickens encourage the reader about their attitude towards Christmas?
As I encourage readers to be thankful for all associations and memories, good and bad.
Okay, thank you. So, for you to apply what you have learned, let's have an activity regarding the story, what Christmas is as we grow up. So, to understand the story better, we are going to dissect the story employing the elements we have learned a while ago. Can you do the activity?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So, and that concludes our discussion for today about the elements of the story. Do you understand the elements of the story?
Yes, ma'am, the lion.
For recap, then, Mr. Danlayon, what lesson have you learned from the story?
We have learned that all of us shall be honest at all times and must live and simply life to be happy.
Okay, excellent. So, what are the 5 elements of a short story, Mr. Capangpangan?
Elements of short story are the character, setting, theme, plot, and conflict.
Correct. Do you have any question regarding our topic?
And Ma'am Danlayon,
Okay, for your assignment, search the story of politics in English language. What if, write it in your notebook.
okay ma'am, we will make sure that we pass it next meeting.
Is there any question?
And ma'am,
If that is so, let us call it a day and goodbye, class.
goodbye and thank you ma'am.
Thank you so much for your cooperation, Mr. Capangpangan and Mr. Danlayon. Have a good day.
So,